everybody, my name is Emily and today I'm going to be sharing with y'all the books I read in August. First book that I finished and read in August is Spyglass by Maria V. Snyder. This is the second book in the Glass trilogy, which is a spin-off in the Poison Study trilogy. I feel like y'all know this by now because I talk about it, I feel like, in every single video, but this has to be one of my favorite Maria V. Snyder series. I don't think this is my favorite of her books, but I definitely enjoyed it. I would probably give this like a 4 out of 5 stars. It did take me a while to read it. Basically, my parents were in the middle of this like moving process, and then I went to go visit family. It did take me a little longer to read it, and it was a lot slower than her other books, but yet so much happened. I really like the development overall of our main character, Opal. She kind of starts out the series as this really insecure magician. She really only has like one talent, and everyone in her magic school, which is the Keep, her classmates really call her the one trick wonder, but like her one trick is very beneficial to her entire country because it really helps with faster communication because she makes these glass messengers. And basically, since book 1, Opal, our main character, has gotten in so much trouble just for being who she is. She was sent off to help the Storm Dancing clan because their glass orbs, which they used to trap the storm, were breaking and killing off the storm dancers. So she went over to help them, only to discover there's this huge plot to like get rid of this clan and like everything. So she makes a lot of enemies. So you kind of follow Opal as her magic kind of develops and she becomes like stronger, and then people are starting to fear her even though she wants to do good. And overall I would say I really like the writing of Maria V. Snyder. It takes me a little longer to get into her books, but she does such a great job at like pacing and like really developing and fleshing out the setting and the plot and the characters, and it's good. So I highly recommend her books if you haven't read it. Like, start with the Poison Study trilogy and then continue on with the Glass one. The next book I read and finished in August was King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo. This I like to call the spin-off to the spin-off of the Grisha trilogy, which is the Shadow and Bone trilogy. And if you're not aware, it's a Netflix show now, but I haven't read it. I literally told myself I want to read all of Leigh Bardugo's books before watching the show, and I'm almost done. I have one more book left, which is Rule of Wolves, which is the sequel, but I haven't started it yet. I'm probably gonna give this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I was so disappointed, and I had so much hope because when I read the Grisha trilogy, it was okay. It wasn't my favorite thing. I felt like it was really overhyped, but I loved Six of Crows. I just thought it was so much fun. I love the heist. I love the 6 characters and like the dynamics between them. And then we have this book, and I was so excited because it follows my 2 favorite characters, Nina and Nikolai. And Nikolai was my favorite character from the original Grisha trilogy, and Nina was probably one of my favorite characters from Six of Crows. One of them. I had a lot of favorite characters. I was really disappointed. I think it's because I just had really high hopes, but Nina's character was kind of ruined. I just felt like there was such an unnecessary like plot line. I kind of just wish Leigh Bardugo ended Nina's storyline with Crooked Kingdom. And then with Nikolai, it wasn't bad. I love Nikolai. Nikolai is probably my favorite character. I did like his kind of point of view just a little more, but I think it's just the overall plot I'm not like a fan of. And then Leigh Bardugo bringing back all these characters, which is like, why? But then the next 2 books are books I started but did not really finish, and I'm gonna obviously continue them and finish them, but I kind of want like the bridge between August and September. And I feel like this one should be mentioned first, and that is Spyglass by Maria V. Snyder. I should be done with this book by now. It's so ridiculous how I have not finished this book. I don't even know where I am. I'm on page 313, out of 424, like a little over 100 pages left out of this book, and the fact that I'm not done with it is so disappointing. But again, it takes me a little longer to get through her books. It's not that it's a hard book to read, it's really not. It's just I really feel like I really need to be paying attention because there's a lot of information that I need to remember. I feel like, and there's a lot of details, but like not in a bad way. It's good because it really like helps you understand the plot and the story and the characters and kind of the world. She does a really good job at building everything, but at the same time that means you really need to be paying attention. So I'm definitely planning on finishing it this month. Maybe I'll just make it my weekend goal, like focus on this book, but at the same time I don't want it to end. I don't know, but if I do have to give a rating, so far it's a 5 out of 5 stars. I love the plot. When I started it, it really just took off, and I really do appreciate when sequels don't rehash or like go over a lot of that happened. It kind of just like gives you a brief description and moves on, and this book really definitely did that, and I really do appreciate it. The next book I have is Serpent and Duff by Shelby Maurin. I am currently 322 pages into this. I will say I'm flying through this book. I started it this week. It's a good book for that, but overall I think one of the big things is I love the dynamics between the two main characters, Lou and Reed. They are very different and they're kind of enemies, but she knows he's her enemy, but he doesn't really know. He just thinks she's just this wild girl that's causing him a lot of issues, but she's just trying to protect herself because she is a witch and he is a witch hunter. And this event happened that resulted in them having to get married, which is so funny. And basically we kind of follow our main character Lou as she like tries to protect herself, and she's running from something, and it takes a while for us to find out what that thing is, and we're slowly getting more information. She is very shameless, like does everything vulgar, if you will. She does a lot of things to try to make Reed kind of blush or feel embarrassed, because he's kind of not prude, but more reserved, kind of in terms of everything, like vulgar language and things like that. It doesn't take much for him to blush, and so she recognizes that and kind of uses what she can to really like kind of make him annoyed. But it's just funny watching them. My only critique is how quickly it went from enemies to lovers, because their feelings for each other really did develop pretty quickly. Are they at the I love you stage? No, but what'll happen? Probably. And I feel like I really wanted that like enemies to like really drag out just a little longer. That's so far is my only critique. After reading 100 pages, I did buy the second 2 books in this trilogy, but I'm really disappointed because now I'm starting to see that people didn't really like the second 2 books. So I'm a little worried. That is all I have for today. I am really excited about the books I've read. I'm really surprised I read so much considering so much has happened in August, but that's a story for another time. I do hope to finish at least the 2 books I've started, and then maybe 2 more books. We'll see. There are no guarantees. It's gonna be fun to see what I do. But that's all I have. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you want to see more. So I post every Monday as of right now. That is subject to change. I don't really know yet, but that's kind of like what I've been doing. In the comments, tell me what books you've read in August. What was your favorite one? What do you look forward to reading? Again, I would really love to know, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.